Hello, everyone. I'm Amy Gallant-Sullivan, founder and CEO of Esri Labs and creator of Eyes Are The Story. And thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to be joined shortly with a phenomenally cool rock star, British celebrity makeup artist, Jo Leversuch. She is absolutely phenomenal, and she has literally lived all over the world, been all over the catwalks and fashion shows and magazines. She's worked for some tremendous makeup brands, and she actually found Eyes Are The Story, and I found her brushes. So I'm going to welcome Jo in, and there she is. Hi, Jo. And I'm going to welcome Jo in, and we are going to show you a little bit how to make yourself look more awake. See these tired eyes? Jo's going to work some magic. So we're going to Eyes Are The Story products and Jo's amazing brushes. So Jo, are you there? Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hang on, let me just there you go. Oh, you're nice and crystal clear. I seem to have like maybe my camera lens is a little bit dirty. So let me just clean my little lens. Is it? No, maybe it's my phone.
That's
Anyway,
better.
I'm in a hazy mood. So
Yeah, I heard Mercury's in retrograde or something like that, so that could
we're
kind of
in that, and
explain.
we've got a new moon tomorrow as well. So yeah, maybe that's just me. So
Oh, well, yeah, I'm pretty frazzled and sleep deprived as a startup founder, and I thought it would be tremendous to introduce you to everyone and your amazing brushes because I know that you can work some magic. And first of all, well, I'm kind of an amateur when applying makeup because I usually go for the natural look and I don't wear that much eye makeup. I go for the basics. So I thought it would be tremendous to have you explain to everyone, first of all, how much of a rock star you are,
oh.
and also why it's important truly to pay attention to your eyes when you're using cosmetics, because anything that we put on or around our eyes can actually impact our vision. And as our hormones also impact our eyes, and how our age can impact our eyes, and our makeup choices can impact all of that. So I'd love to hear a little bit more from you.
Yeah.
So, Jo.
Yeah. Hi. So hi, people that I recognize. Oh, Sadie's here. Hi, Sadie. So there's a few people I recognize here. So yeah, I just did an event this afternoon, so I'll give you a little insight. So this lady hasn't worn mascara all year because she started, let's just say she's in, I don't like to say age because I don't believe there is an age. It's a season of life. So when women become in different stages of their life, then makeup can be massively affected. So what we wore even 2 years ago weren't affected. And I know that myself, when there's a full moon in particular, then I look like Casper the Ghost. So my makeup just changes to do with the full moon. So anyway, this lady said, Jo, can you recommend a mascara? And I said, well, funny enough, I can recommend this mascara. So let's try it on. Obviously, I had to use a disposable, but I explained how good the wand was, because what I love about your wands is not those horrible plastic ones either, because I actually find that they actually make my eyes sore, the plastic ones. So I like to see that it's still a traditional, what I call a traditional mascara brush. Anyway, we put it on, we did the demo, and then there were 6 women in the group, and she, at the end of the lessons, she just said, Jo, my eyes aren't itchy, they're really absolutely fine. So I just wanted to let you know that this mascara has worked for this lady, because she's had a whole year without mascara, and she wears glasses as well. So her glasses were quite big framed glasses. So it really would warrant a little bit of mascara or something on the eyelashes. And I can honestly say that she was absolutely fine with this. And I used it the other week because I have found that, the problem is I love, and you know this, I love burgundy shades.
Mm-hmm.
So any of those aubergine burgundies, the color spectrum isn't great if your eyes feel a bit itchy and scratchy, because the color that they make as a burgundy shade isn't
Yes,
great,
colors
but
can
it's
be
the color
really
I love.
challenging. Yes, no, it's so well, that's why we have we have the pinky beigey kind of color in our palette because
Yeah,
I mean, especially well, you see it there.
yeah,
But the reds or any bright colors are very, very challenging when when colors are being made for sensitive eyes because the pigments and the chemicals necessary are really aggressive.
I
So,
know.
mm,
I've noticed literally in myself, I probably would say the last 6 months. I've noticed that the eye makeup I used to wear isn't the eye makeup that don't get me wrong, I'll battle through it, but no, that's wrong. But I have noticed I've had to change the colors a little bit because, and then I love your palette. And then it was just like, oh, there isn't like a plummy, there isn't like a burgundy, there isn't like a, not even
I'm
burgundy,
working on an aubergine-ish color.
like a browny aubergine kind of
Yes.
something with a slight red, but nothing that's going to irritate the eyes. Actually, somebody's just mentioned here, what is your opinion on eyebrow tints? So tints are great, but always look at the tint. Or basically, if your hair doesn't dye that well, and I know, again, a season of my life, I've stopped dyeing my hair because it just doesn't like it. My hair doesn't like my hair being dyed anymore. So, and it would be the same format with the tint. Also, as well, depending on the stages of your life and what hormones are doing, particularly in females. If you tint your brows, and sometimes they can go quite red. So even though it might be a chocolate brown, the color itself would look quite red on the hair. So just make sure that you get a good color tint, or somebody that does good tinting. But I do like the traditional way of just doing like an eyebrow kind of pencil or an eyebrow mascara. So eyebrow mascaras are great. Yes, they wash off each evening, but they
Mhm.
just give you a little bit of something that doesn't go red, because you want everything in a cool tone for eyebrows. No warm tones in an eyebrow. Warm is fine on the eyes and cheeks, but not on the actual eyebrow itself. So I hope that helped with your question. But yeah, we can chat a bit more. But yes, so you've got my brushes, and then I was talking to the workshop today about these eyeshadows because I love them because they are all a semi matte as
Mhm.
well. And is that a
Yeah.
reason why you designed them in that sort of
The
format?
matte is intentional because first of all, anything that's sparkly is not
Hmm.
also not recommended for people with sensitive eyes because the glitter, the chemicals needed to make the glitter are aggressive, but also the glitter can flake and fall into the eyes and make the eyes even more sensitive.
Yeah.
And so the matte and also the texture of our eyeshadows are interesting because I actually took the formulation of our serum, so the eye serum that we use to
Yep.
moisturize the skin, the delicate skin around our eyes, I took that formulation and I turned it into the color palette. So our
Wow.
eyeshadow is actually skincare in a color palette. So it has
Wow.
anti-aging properties, anti-inflammatory properties, and even, like depuffy, anti-puffy properties. How do you call that? Yeah. So
Yeah. So that makes sense
matte,
because when I apply the eyeshadow, it actually has a sort of a buttery sort of
silky feel.
application. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels different to powder, to traditional powders that I might use in my kit. So yeah, that's really interesting that you've got that, and the serum is it's actually really nice. So which eyeshadow brushes have you got from my range?
Okay, so here, let me take the
Yeah,
covers off. One,
yeah.
two, three. Woo! So I have, oops, what, that's a little one too.
Yeah,
So I have a big, fat, fluffy one,
yeah, yeah.
and which I would assume would sort of be like a highlighter. And then I
Yeah,
have
I
a
called
middle
that the
one.
flat eyeshadow brush. So the flat
Okay.
eyeshadow brush you can also use as a concealer brush, but I've designed it that shape so that actually it nestles in to the socket
Yeah.
of your eye. And that makes it really everyone an easy application for eyeshadow as well. So I called it the flat eyeshadow brush because I'll show you how to use it as well.
Okay.
Because there's different ways you can use it, but you also can use it as concealer. You can also
Right.
contour with it as
Okay.
well.
Great. I'm
Next one
completely
is
useless when it comes to foundation and concealers
no,
and all that. So I usually just smear everything on my face and then like kind of paint around it.
no.
So,
Next
so
one's the
I'm literally
concealer.
not wearing anything on my skin right now. So I just want, I
Yeah,
thought it would be good to share what it's like for those of us who really have no time in their day to spend
yeah,
20 minutes in front of the mirror putting
yeah,
on the perfect eye makeup.
yeah,
Because when I go out, I want it to look good. I want to look awake, and I
yeah,
don't, it
yeah,
needs to have some kick.
yeah,
So, contouring and everything, it just gets
yeah.
complicated.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
help.
That's why I've designed these brushes to be really, really easy application. The middle one is actually called a concealer brush, but you can
Okay.
actually use it as an eyeshadow brush to really kind of like
Okay.
buff the eyeshadow out. And the
Okay.
middle one, this small one is called the corrector brush, but you can
Okay.
also use it as an eyeliner brush.
Yeah, no,
So
I
what,
like this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's kind of like a smudger brush, which is absolutely
Okay.
brilliant. So I think the best way is, so people please ask questions if you've got, so I will demonstrate obviously how to use the eyeshadow palette as well, but at the same time we'll do a really easy step, hence the brushes have been designed to make the eye makeup application really super easy as well, but also my brushes can be designed and used for in multiple ways. So a lot of
First of all,
brands,
Joe, I just want to mention I love your brushes because they're
oh
handmade and they're
yes,
not just some Alibaba kind of thing that you picked up off of Alibaba or Amazon.
no,
So they're
no,
absolutely gorgeous and
yeah,
they're so soft and they're
yeah,
just my skin really likes them too. I have really sensitive skin, so for me the brushes make a huge difference as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, well,
So,
this is it.
thank you.
So I purposely chose Germany because Germany is an amazing manufacturing country for brushes
Hmm.
as well as eyeliners and mascaras and other great things. But I chose it because they still traditionally hand make the brushes
Yeah.
and the wood is of the best quality wood. The hair's been approved by the Vegan Society. So when you
Right.
touch them, they feel like real hair, but they're not. But what I love about this special, they call it a soft tech synthetic hair, is that it actually touches the eyeshadow. You don't need
Hmm.
much. A lot of synthetic brushes can sort of brush your eyeshadow
Yeah.
away, but this actually like holds onto the brushes as well. So for me, that was really important when I was designing them, that they would be, A, can be used in multiple ways, but also that they actually would use with powder, that, you know,
Yeah.
you can actually use
Perfect.
products with it. So traditionally, and what I love about your palette is you've got various shades and you can mix and match and use them as eyeliners as well. But I love the fact as well that you haven't actually said how to use them, as in step one you do this, step two you do this, step three you do, because I'm a great believer in just breaking all the rules. So you just apply your eyeshadow however you wish,
Hmm.
however you feel comfortable with. The steps are there as a great guide, but I just feel that particularly, say for example, the way I apply my eyeshadow will be different than you. So if you wear your glasses, then you would apply your eyeshadow different than when you not wear glasses.
Let's take the glasses
So
off. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So
So,
I would say for your eye shape, and generally for most people, if you want a quick, easy eyeshadow application, is that you would actually use the what I call the middle shades. So
okay.
we'd use this gorgeous, what's it called, sultry. I mean, that's
Ooh.
perfect. So I would do sultry and maybe a little bit of nude scene, kind of like
Hmm.
in between. So I don't like the eyeshadow be too white as your base. I like it to be kind of like a warm shade as initial application. Because what happens is that when you start applying the eyeshadow, if it's very white initially
Hmm.
on the lower lid, then you're trying to desperately get the color you want and you just can't get the shade you
Right.
want. So I would go for you, sultry, because
Okay.
you know the other two white shades are great as a highlighter, not as an
Okay. Yeah.
over eyelid, particularly for your shape of eye when we want to open up the eyes, or if you're having like a tired day, then you want less white on the eyelids to brighten and
You have the
open the
perfect
eyes.
challenge right now because my eyes are puffy because of seasonal allergies and I have
Ah,
so now you get to deal with that.
okay. So
So
okay. So
extra sensitivities.
yeah, you have. Wow. So is this to do with like central heating and things like that?
Everything. I mean,
Ah,
dust because I don't open the windows when it's pouring rain outside and cold. So there's dust, there's heating, the electric, the air vents, everything.
wow.
I'm sensitive to everything. So
Wow. So do you do like little lymphatic massage on your eyes to kind of get the eyes moving in the morning?
I do everything. I like the heating masks as well.
Yeah.
So I do massages and heating masks and lots of, hot pepper,
We've got
wasabi,
somebody from
espresso. So I have
we've got somebody
lots of
from
little
Greece as
tricks. So
well. You've heard of the Peak Club, you know, a brand that I speak. They have a heated eye wand,
hmm
and that is absolutely amazing
yeah, I
because it
haven't
just
tried that yet. Oh, we have somebody
generates.
in from Greece. Hi.
Yes, hi. That
Yeah.
just generates that lymphatic, but you could even do the traditional eye
Yeah, no, I
massage.
do this massage. So yeah, so anyway, so the lids typically aren't
Yes,
as puffy, but they're puffy today. And so I'll actually use some of these as highlighters too. So I'll like brighten up the eye at times. So anyway, I'm gonna
yes.
stop. So I have the extra sensitivities going on right now. So I love to hear the tips. So
Yeah, well, my
how do you
tip
start?
would be when your eyes are a little bit puffy and you still want to wear eye makeup and open the eyes out. I mean, if the eyes are really puffy, I would generally go for lots of mascara
Mhm.
and keep the eyeshadow quite minimal on that particular day. However, so I've just lost a brush.
And actually,
Um,
while you're finding the brush, what's
yeah,
interesting, because my lashes are actually quite long, and so when I put on the mascara, I put it on the under part of the upper lashes,
yeah,
because when my eyes are puffy, for example, the
yeah,
lashes will touch the under eye, so the mascara will melt.
yeah,
So, but if I put it on the underside of the upper lashes, it doesn't touch the skin, so it doesn't melt, having that panda effect.
yeah.
So, which we don't want,
Yeah.
obviously. So,
And also as well, by opening the eye out that way with that type of mascara, you can actually give the illusion that you've got eyeliner on.
yes.
So for example, there's a trick that you can do with eyeliner, but if you've got uber sensitive eyes and it's not advised to do it, and it's getting as close to the lash line as possible, almost slightly going underneath. But that only works if you use kajals. So they're the only type of texture that I would use is kajal, because the
Yes.
kajal from Middle Eastern times is the most amazing eyeliner, but it can't be a kohl pencil, which is
Yes.
really dry. It has to be a kajal. So for
Yes.
me, I love kajals because they're great on the eyes as well. So for the eyeshadow, the trick that I would do, I would use a flat eyeshadow brush. So
Hey,
the same,
that's
yeah,
this one.
that one.
Okay.
And I would use these, I'll demonstrate on top of the eyeshadow I've already got, but I would
Okay.
start using the sultry, which is the middle one here.
Okay, so how do you put the brush down like that, or you put it on the side? Which is the
I
best
do it
way?
sideways and I actually use
Okay.
my hands. So
Okay.
I actually massage the eyeshadow into the brush from my hands. So I never
Okay.
go from what I call the dry palette straight
Okay.
on.
Let's try this. I haven't done that
Yeah.
before. All right, so I'm
So
gonna
the
take
reason
some
you
off,
do
some of that.
that is because you've got more control
Okay.
and then you literally massage it in to the hands
Okay.
and then you work into the eye.
Wait,
So you literally, so where you are slightly more puffy, and everybody, you know, there isn't anybody that's symmetrical in the eyes. This eye for me is a little bit more lazy than this eye. And if I'm tired, then this eye will close down more. So basically, I would use more of the darker eyeshadow on this eye than I would on this
Mm-hmm.
eye. So, but the
Okay.
trick to do is that you've already got it onto the hands here. And
Okay.
then you look directly into a mirror, kind of
Okay.
concept. So wherever you've got puffiness in the eye,
Yes.
that's where you actually place the eyeshadow, where the
Underneath.
puffiness is.
So
So angle it,
I'm gonna use the screen as the mirror. So we're gonna okay. So we're gonna I have
so
it on both
angle it
sides
a
of the brush,
little bit like in there.
like there, like
So
this.
yeah, perfect, just
Okay.
in there.
Okay. All right.
And you can
Let's
see
see.
it starting to lift
Oh
the
yeah.
eye up.
Hey, well, look at that. All
Yeah.
right.
So the darker you are, just in this section here, most people will have it.
Yeah.
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 So
So
the darker you are there, but by applying the eyeshadow onto the hand, you've got more control of your eyeshadow.
and less
But
fallout too.
yeah, yeah.
Good.
I mean, you don't get much fallout with yours. I
No,
mean, that's
that was
that's
intentional. It took me 2 years to make this
yeah.
formulation. So
So the
yes.
darker the shade in that area, the more
Okay.
the eye will open up that way,
Okay.
rather than kind of kite. Because what most of us will put the eyeshadow on and then we just sweep like this
Exactly.
across.
Yes.
And what happens is you get all the eyeshadow down here, which is fine, or too much up here, which is fine. But if you've got puffy eyes, or you want your eyes to look more awake, or you want to put your glasses on, then you create the shadow in that socket. Hence why I've designed the brush
So,
like this.
all right.
So
Oh
I
yeah,
have
and
this
you can
tilt.
feel it going right under the bone too. It's
Yeah,
perfect. It
you're
just goes,
literally
it's
almost going
easy.
up and in the bone.
All
Oh,
right.
hi Jane. Thanks for coming on. So literally just shade it into
Okay.
this little socket area.
Okay. Perfect.
Now
There we
this
go.
may sound a little bit sort of like, oh my God, Jo, this is going to be too dark. But use the tiny corrector brush, the little tiny
Okay.
one.
Let's get a tiny
And then
one.
let's use the Film Noir, the really dark shade.
Ooh, I love that one. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And well,
again, put
again,
a little bit
putting
on
it
your
on the hand.
hand.
Putting it
Yeah.
on the hand.
And because your eyeshadows are really lovely and creamy as well, you've got, let's see, you haven't got any payoff as such as in. So then if you want to really, really make the eye look really large and less puffy, you create a tiny bit of the dark shadow just where your
Just
eye is
right.
puffy.
Just
Just
right
in
there.
there.
Okay.
And then just blend it in.
Okay. Let's try to do this. Again, I'm using my screen as a mirror, so you
Yeah.
know, it's like it's a little bit different today. Okay,
No, but I
let's
can see that already we're starting to create a shade in.
all right, there we go. Yeah, that makes a difference already.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So, all
So
right.
rather than you applying such dark shadow like all over the eye,
Right.
but again, it varies with different people. Me personally, yes, I could do this technique, but me personally, when my eyes are tired, I suit the eyeshadow on the lower lid.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do with the flat eyeshadow brush, again, I put it on the hand, but I turn the brush upside down
Okay.
and then apply.
Is this back to the sultry?
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
should try
then,
that.
because I'm
Okay.
just putting sultry over the top of what I'm wearing, so
Okay.
apply it upside down.
Okay.
And then you just sort of nestle in as close to the eyelashes as possible. It sounds a bit bizarre that you're doing the brush upside down,
Well,
but
I'll do
that
everything
means that
backwards, so
all
why
the
not?
eyeshadow is kind of on the lower lid.
Okay.
That's personally how my eyes like to look when my eyes are tired.
All right. Well,
But I
you
know
can
with your
definitely see
shape of
there's.
eye, I know with your shape of eye, you need to lift the eye up
Mm-hmm.
because you've got that tiredness sitting in
Yes.
that bone area. So you kind of
So
want to lift it
again,
up.
we take
So
the
the
film noir.
darker the shade, the
Yeah.
bigger the eye will lift up. And obviously you can blend it in as well. So you
Right.
don't have to leave it,
Blend,
some people
blend,
leave it,
blend.
some people like to blend it,
You can
so
already
you
see
can.
you can already see a big
Mhm,
difference. I mean,
mhm,
it's
mhm.
and it's
So
interesting
I
too
know,
because my eyes will look a different color depending on how tired I am. So I typically have blue gray eyes, but
yeah,
some days my eyes look
yeah,
deep, deep, deep dark blue, and
yeah,
other days they look gray or
yeah.
gray green, and it's really interesting. And then playing with the different eyeshadow colors also will
Well, that will
make much
change, because it goes back to color art and the color spectrum. So anybody that's got blue eyes, the opposite to blue is orange. So anything with a slight orange tinge,
Hello, Anna
anybody,
from Boston. Anna just
yeah.
coming too. Yeah.
Anyone with green eyes, the opposite to green on the color art wheel is red. So
Okay.
hence
Oh
I do
wow.
wear a Japanese red eyeliner and I love wearing it because it makes my eyes look so green, like the color of my cat's eyes. I mean literally
Oh
like
wow.
green, because
Wow.
you're playing with the opposite color spectrum of your eyes. So again,
Okay.
that's another trick in when your eyes are tired, is to really look at what color your eyes are that particular day,
Okay.
and then choose the color palette that you decide that would make those eyes look brighter.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So you want to do the other side, because obviously your eye is,
Okay. All right. I'll do the other
yeah.
side now. Hold
So
on a
again,
second.
this eye looks a
Right.
slightly different shape.
Yeah.
So you
So,
just,
all right. So we go
yep,
back to Sultry again, and then we
yep,
put it on the hand
yep.
to blend
Hmm.
it. And then,
And
so we
then you
go
literally just nestle wherever you feel the puffiness is of your eye. So
puffy, puffy. Yeah.
it could be different parts or different times of the month, depending on how you are. I don't sleep that well on a full moon, so therefore my eyes can get puffy, but I'm okay on a new moon. So again, it depends on your hormones or your cycles as well. So you just work out where. But the biggest trick is to look in a mirror
Yeah,
at
that makes a
home.
huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you love eyeliner, but this will be another trick to do when you don't want to wear eyeliner, maybe some
Right.
days, and
That
you
makes
go, well, how
sense.
do I make my eyes look great? You
Yeah.
know, but I still want to wear something, but I don't want to wear an eyeliner. So you
All right.
literally just nestle in
And then we'll go with the little one, and then we do that
and a
again.
little in there. And again, you can blend it, you can keep it, you can make that area as dark as you want. I mean, with that film noir, it's a perfect shade, so you can keep applying more and more. Um,
Wow.
yeah.
I suddenly
So, yeah.
look awake.
So again, if you don't want to do it that way, you can do the other trick where you can do most of the eyeshadow on the lower part of the eye. I would say also as well,
The lower part meaning upside down.
where you can do this trick where you can turn it upside down. So you kind of like, let's get my hair out of the way. You can
Yeah.
either do it this way or you can do it this way. And the reason I sometimes teach this way is because you're getting close to the eyelashes as possible. So you don't get that white gap, particularly if you don't want to wear eyeliner. You want your shadow to be as close. However, you could use the little tiny contour, the corrector
Right.
brush, and use that as an
And
eyeliner
do you
brush.
recommend, so for example, this little corrector brush, would you say put some underneath as
Yeah.
well, or no?
So again, if the eyes are feeling tired, I would only do underneath, kind of
Okay.
in the middle section of the eye. I
All
wouldn't do it
right.
at the edge or in the inner part. So just keep it
So,
on, yeah,
so just like right
kind of where
there,
your
then.
iris is, kind of like just there.
So
So
right there.
like in the,
Okay.
and it might look a bit, you might think, well, hang on a minute, I haven't attached it to this bit. I haven't, no, that's fine. So by leaving the
All
little
right.
gap at the edge, it opens the eye out
Yeah, that
that
does.
way.
And then, all
Yeah.
right, let's do the
And
other
this
side too.
this works with everybody that wears glasses as well. So if you wear glasses, so this trick with the eyeliner also works as well. But also what I love about your shadows is that you can also use these wet. So sometimes I'll wet them
Mm.
a little bit and then really create a really strong eyeliner from the shadows. So again,
Yeah,
if you
I
find
like
that
using the
eyeliner is,
water, just dampening it just a little bit,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then it makes a huge,
huge difference.
huge difference. And then it's also more dramatic because again, these are neutral colors and every skin color can use them, but if you
Yeah,
want them to be more intense,
yeah.
the by dampening the applicator, you can actually have a more intense pigment. And if it
Yeah, because
stays, again, it doesn't melt. So
yeah, the blue one, the navy
yeah.
blue, goes that gorgeous, almost like black sapphire kind of blue when it's wet. So it is such a beautiful shade. And this actually, this color blue is brilliant for eyes when they're slightly red. So when they're a bit more bloodshot and tired,
Oh, what a good tip.
anything that is black navy blue is really good for tired red eyes.
That's
So
really, really good to know because I mean, a lot of people with sensitive eyes will wake up in the morning with red eyes, or by the end of the day, because too many of us stare at computer screens all day, our eyes are just not bright and white.
yeah.
So, you have to go out.
So navy, yeah, you could do a little bit of a navy, and the trick could be again the little corrector brush, put a
Okay.
little bit on your hands, and then just do a tiny bit just underneath the eyelashes, just to
Oh,
kind
okay.
of brighten that area
Okay.
as well.
So just
Um,
the
just a tiny bit of the blue,
okay.
and that literally will
All right.
just
Let's go.
brighten the eyes up a little bit as well. I mean, obviously you can use it on the top, but it
All
just
right.
kind of just, yeah,
You
brightens
can
the
definitely
eye.
see that I'm wearing eye makeup now. So wow.
Yeah.
Woo.
So has anybody got any questions whilst we're sort of in between the eyeshadows? I think we've got, oh, hi Anna. Yeah, please ask us questions whilst we're here, pick our brains. So yes, I would use this slightly wet to create more of an eyeliner as well. I mean, that blue is really gorgeous.
Can
You
I
can
just tell
see
you the
that blue.
blue? I created this color blue because I have an Hermes scarf that I absolutely love. And so
Ah.
I sent a picture of the scarf to my laboratory and I said, I want that blue. So this is
it,
similar to, it
it
matches the
is.
scarf.
It is, but honestly, slightly wet as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to do a little bit on the top as well, even though I've got a little bit of eyeliner, but it's all right. So really, I had like a brown mauvey color on earlier on, so I'm just
Here,
putting blue over the top.
all right, I'll do a little bit of blue too, just for
Yeah,
kids. Why
It's just
not?
really, really, I mean, this color is beautiful in the winter months. Oh, for someone with blue eyes, can you wear blue eyeshadow? You can, but I would actually say use some of the blue, this blue eyeliner, or use it as an eyeliner, but maybe not cover the whole eye with blue eyeshadow. That
Yeah.
used to be the in trend to sort of do a blue eye. It used to be the in trend to match the color of your eyes based on the color of the eyeshadow. But to make your eyes look bluer, have a really look, Anna, at how blue your eyes are. Do they have like gray flecks in them? Do they have green flecks in them? Do they have brown flecks in them? So whatever kind of fleck they have with the blue, then use the color eyeshadow to go against that. So for a blue eye, anything with sort of like coppers, golds, terracottas, any of that. But if the blue eyes have a little bit of green in, then it would be more of the warm aubergine kind of colors. However, if you put navy blue on blue eyes, then it can make them go almost like a sea blue kind of color as well, because you can mix the colors together.
I was just gonna say I like blending them, so it
Yeah,
actually works really well to blend the blue with the sultry, for example, to have a different
yeah,
with the brown.
yeah. And also I like plot twist, because plot twist is a really, so again, Anna, the plot twist is like a really dark, kind of like chocolate brown. That would again make the eyes look really blue and sultry as well, because of the sort of chocolate element of the brown. Even if you
Sorry,
use
I
that
just
as
have to
an
say hi to
eyeliner.
Narinder. Narinder, I can't wait to meet you at the Safety and Beauty Awards. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So,
Definitely. So I hope that's helped. And I would also say with blue eyes as well, I would still stick to black mascara, because actually blue eyes look amazing in dark black eyeshadow,
yeah, I'm gonna.
because
Oh, I
again, it
actually,
makes it look
yeah,
really
I love
blue.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna put on some mascara too because that completes it. Because bizarrely enough, the tips of my lashes are blonde, so you can see. And again, this is so bizarre
So
doing it.
I would actually
But
wiggle the mascara
okay,
back
wiggle
and forth.
like this. Oh
And
yeah,
then if
look
you
at
do
that.
it, if you kind of kick your eyelashes out slightly sideways, then you'll get like a slight cat eye with, so you can actually change the shape of your eyelashes
Oh
based
yeah,
on
look at
how you
that.
put mascara on.
Absolutely. Look at that. They're
Yeah,
completely different. And
yeah,
also, I mean, this mascara it's a light application. So I'll usually put on a
yeah.
few layers and it will,
It
put
will kind of like lift up. So even though you think, oh, mascara is a mascara, yeah, you can actually apply it. Again, if you put the mascara on in the middle of the lash, then it
hmm
makes your eyes look bigger. Or some people like to pull their lashes slightly on the edge, or put the mascara just on the ends, as
Right.
in just on the edge of the eye. So it kind of opens the eye out this way. Um, I
Okay.
still like mascara on my bottom lashes, but that's just, again, that's a personal, there's no right or wrong. It's just how you personally feel.
And that's
Um,
tricky too if you're using drops, for example, because if you're using drops every day, if you have the non-waterproof mascara on your lashes, then it doesn't work very well. But you
but
can still
some
use
eye shapes actually look better without mascara on the bottom lashes.
like mine.
Yeah. So some eyes actually look worse with mascara on the bottoms, because it changes the shape of the eye. So for your eye, I want to create more of a cat eye and lift the eye up and out.
If I
So
put
that's,
mascara on my bottom lashes, I look like a really bad flashback in the
yeah,
1980s.
yeah.
So,
And then it actually does look like you haven't slept for weeks either as well. But on my shape of eye is absolutely fine, because I like more of like a doll look on my eyes. But again, it's all to do with the placement of your cheekbones to how your eyes sit within your face shape. So it's all to do with how your cheeks and everything else sits on how your eyes look as well. And you'll know that from even like skincare, how dry eyes and rosacea are interlinked. And
oh, absolutely. Back to the redness.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's incredible too how much the skincare can make our skin even more red, more irritated, and it's like they're all connected. But that's why As the Story has skincare too. So look, I have eyes. Wow, I
yes,
finally look awake. What America?
yeah, that looks great. And it's
Not
really
bad.
nice. Yeah, I like it without the eyeliner because, again, I think sometimes the eyeliner can make tired eyes look tired. So, again, just think about freshening the eyes when you wake up and go, oh, I've got one of those days. That's fine. Still put your makeup on, but just think about, oh, well, I'll use this technique today instead of this routine or whatever it may be. And you know, the good thing is that you've got all these different colors. So the lighter shades, there's nothing wrong with the lighter shades, but I now leave the lighter shades to last. So
Mhm.
traditionally we'd put these on first. So I would use, and like you said, you can use it as a highlighter as well.
Yeah,
You
I
could
usually
use
do a
the,
little bit of a highlighter just to
yeah,
like brighten it up just a little bit.
a
But
little,
I like the palette as well because also say, for example, with the eyeliner, for I only really use the eyeliner at night when I'm going out because I really
yeah,
want wow. So that's when I'll do the smudgy, smoky eyes and
yeah,
just do more extreme.
yeah,
But during the day, it's just too harsh for my
yeah,
light skin and light
yeah,
eyes, I think. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and also as well, it's nice to have a different look on an
mm,
evening or when you're going out with family and friends and everybody. It's like, oh, so it's just levitated a little bit. So it's just a little tweak with the eyeliner. But yeah, you could use the concealer brush
okay.
and use that as your highlighter. So
Oh,
I
okay.
would maybe use like Stormy Arc or even the nude, but then just do a tiny bit just in this part, kind of where your tear duct is, just in this little area, and just widen that little area up as well. Because that would just, rather
Yeah,
than
it
put all
brightens
the
it up.
highlighter up here,
Yeah,
kind of keep it down here. Because if your eyes are puffy, your eyebrows will be as well. So it'll just, the white will just be too bright for that area. So just
exactly.
keep everything down in the lower lid. And because it is super, super light, I would even use a little bit on the top of your cheeks as well, just as a bit of a little highlighter.
Just like right there.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
this brush is great for that as well because it's just super soft.
My shiny Sicilian skin. Woo!
Oh.
Yes, the olive oil is the natural moisture. Okay.
But you can just, and you know, so you can use your palette in multiple ways. And then obviously, I noticed that you use the brush slightly like this, but if you turn it sideways,
Okay, like
then you
that.
can get a better finish as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
So you can
absolutely.
use the brush in different ways. So even though you think, oh yeah, it's a brush, but kind of apply it in different applications as well.
No, it's interesting because as you were saying, like upside
Hmm.
down,
Hmm.
angle, so
Hmm.
it's really,
Hmm.
and they fit really well because they're not too big, and again,
Yeah,
they're so soft, you just
yeah.
kind of want to just use them everywhere.
That's
So,
why I designed them. Particularly these ones took ages to design because I went back to Germany. Then I cut them, shaped them, said I want them this shape. This. So with prototypes are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I designed them purposely to all my brushes, apart from the full powder brush. All my brushes are really small because I wanted them really small because you just get a better finish. I think this is how I work as well. So you could even, because these are really cool shades, you could even use these as eyebrow palettes as well.
I use
Because
them, and I even use the sultry, for example, as
as a
blush
contour,
sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah, so because I have no patience, and I like to do everything kind of one-stop shop and try to keep everything
yeah,
easy. So it's like, all right, how do I use everything and keep
yeah,
it simple?
yeah,
And you can
yeah,
be creative too.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, you could use the sultry with the concealer brush, and then you can just
yeah,
contour. The little trick when you contour is not to look like you have contoured. So
so
work
you
out
do.
where your
So do
cheekbone
you do it
is.
there, or do you do it like sort of under the highlight?
Well,
Right
well,
there. So
find
like right
find where
there.
your cheekbone is. So where's your
Okay,
cheekbone?
right there. It's right there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, look.
yeah.
Ta-da!
But
And
I
because
wanna.
we have what is it, the story arc right there, so it's nice and highlighted, and then you have a little bit of contour. So
I
now my
would.
cheekbones are even more like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I would just
Oh,
hollow it a bit more, just kind of like
okay.
here. So it's not so like just a line. Because
Okay.
what you want to do is where your cheekbone is. So I can
Yeah.
feel my bones just here.
Yes.
I kind of want to hollow just in that little area there. And that's why this brush is great because you can use it sideways.
Do it that
Yeah.
way. Okay.
And then you can just,
Ooh.
so yeah. And then just tilt it slightly. Tilt the brush. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, like
And then
that.
kind of do it like that. So you
Okay.
got more of like, yeah. So where
Okay.
your bone is just there, just kind of like shade it in
Look,
like
I
that.
have cheekbones and eyes again. See, all done with one palette.
Yeah.
And the
So
other thing is with these brushes, I actually use our gel cleanser, so our facial cleanser,
yeah,
to clean the brushes because I've
yes.
also noticed that a lot of brush cleansers out there are really, really irritating to the
Mhm,
eyes.
mhm,
So what I wash my
mhm,
face with, I use
mhm.
to clean the brushes,
Yeah,
which I do every week because if
yeah.
not,
Oh
it.
yeah, you should. If you're a makeup wearer every day, you should wash your brushes every week. I mean, obviously for work, I wash them every day, but for me personally, I wash mine every week. Yeah. I mean, I will use. I'll try your cleanser because I just use a good lavender soap just to clean
Mhm.
the brushes because my brushes don't need to be washed in such a harsh manner
Yeah.
with any
Well,
alcohol or
what's really
like that.
interesting about lavender, because lavender is a hormone disruptor. So you have to be really careful, especially around the eyes. You don't want any ingredients with hormone disruptors in them because the hormone disruptors can
Interesting.
actually wreak more havoc on sensitive eyes. So lavender can be wonderful. Obviously, it smells
Yeah.
lovely and for the skin, great. But for the
Yeah.
eyes, not at all recommended.
Interesting.
So.
Interesting. Okay, that's
So
interesting.
lavender falls into the same category as rosemary as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
And rosemary is a hormone disruptor. Rosemary is actually throughout history was used as for abortions. And rosemary is
Yeah.
restricted for women, for example, breast cancer survivors. So rosemary, lavender, and several other essential oils and
Yeah.
herbs should actually be avoided when you have sensitive
Yeah.
eyes. So good to know about
Interesting.
that. So our face
Interesting. I
wash,
will. Yeah, I will. I'll try. Yeah. Yeah, that's really interesting. I
hormones.
actually didn't know that about lavender because we use it. I mean, sometimes that and eucalyptus as an antibacteria as well. So yeah. So
Yeah,
has
so
it, yeah, because we only get an hour to talk on Instagram. So, and already it's like quarter to
yeah,
already.
not bad. This is fun. But look, I look awake.
Mhm.
I look now I want to go out for dinner.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, it's really tremendous because again, you can use all three and really have
Hmm.
fun, but you can just
Hmm.
keep it easy and like use one brush.
Yeah,
Or actually this one is so again, we did a lot of
yeah,
the say that how would you call it? It's kind of again because I have the puffy tired eyes, we went here. No,
yeah.
actually, we went here
It's
first.
like your crease line. So it's like
We did
your
crease line.
natural
Thank you.
crease
That's what I
line.
was looking for.
Yeah,
So we started with the crease line with the sultry,
yeah.
and then from the crease line with the sultry with this brush, a nice
Hmm.
flat brush. So I
Hmm.
think you need to name them. Then we went on to the little brush,
The
and
corrector
we did
brush. Yeah,
the film noir with the corrector brush, and then we just kind of put that in the
yeah,
line, into the crease
yeah.
to really make the eyes pop a bit
So
more.
the darker you are in that crease, the bigger the eye will open and the less
Okay,
puffy the eyes will look as
okay,
well. Yeah.
great.
So yeah, it's flat eyeshadow brush, concealer brush, corrector brush. So and everybody that's on the live Instagram, I will offer a 20% discount, which I don't do because I don't normally do discounts. I don't get involved in Black Friday because for me everything is slow. It's slow fashion, slow motive towards the brand. But I will offer 20% for my customers on live Instagram. So it's JO20. But once you save this Instagram post, then we can put the code on.
I'll put the code in on Instagram and also on Facebook, so then
Yeah,
all of our followers can see
yeah.
us. And it's really lovely because also your brushes are available on. Can you access
You
them
can buy
through
them on my
Instagram
website.
on
Yeah,
your
you can.
website?
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so
can.
I'll make sure
Which
to
is
put
linked
that
to
in
my
there as
website.
well.
Hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And obviously, as the story is available online, and today we use the eyeshadow palette and the mini
Hmm.
mascara
Hmm.
with Joe's wonderful brushes.
Yeah.
And you also get a discount if you're especially a first time buyer, 10%
Hmm.
off. Just sign up
Hmm.
on our website.
Hmm.
But I love collaborating and I love the fact, Joe, you actually found me. And again, I feel like the universe just sent us to each other. So
Yeah,
it's just like,
I
woo.
know. I know. Was it here on Instagram that we was it here on Instagram? I can't
I
remember.
think it was on
Yeah.
Instagram maybe 6 months ago or something
Hmm.
like that.
Something like that. Hmm.
And it's just I mean, it's really lovely to be able to meet people and learn people's stories as well, and how, for example, how you even became involved as a makeup artist and your inspirations, or again, epiphanies, how you've really channeled your artistic nature and your moods inside, I can make other people beautiful too.
Yeah.
And it's really wonderful what you do with colors, and you can make even someone tired like me look wide awake and ready to go.
Wide awake. Well, with my brand, I really wanted it to be more about an emotion. Yes, it's about the product, but the product is a portal to how you're feeling. So this is just a portal in between how you feel when you wake up in the morning before you put your makeup on. And there is poems that I have for the brand. So I wanted to just read out the poem, which I have read
I love
often.
it.
Yeah, and I think it really just, it's called Reflection, and it really is just what I feel the brand is for everybody out there. So for me, this is really important. So it's reflection. So look in the mirror and like what you see. Enhance your features, feel finally free. Dress it for you. No one takes your place. Safe in the knowledge, a smile will carry your face. So for me, this is really important with the brand, because for me, I just want everybody to be their own person, and be their own number one, which is my motto. But really, the brushes are there to be used in multiple ways, for skincare as well as makeup. But equally, when I met you, I just loved the research that you've done with these products as well. Is just immense. And the fact that I meet so many clients with sensitive eyes, particularly from the age of like mid 40s
Mhm.
to whenever, we struggle with our eyes. And and this for me was just great when I met you, because I just thought, wow, I've got something to offer. I always like to offer things to my clients in multiple, whether it's a red carpet client or a client that I do private lessons with. Everybody's important to me. So, and even actors and actresses, where they're so tired when they're working on films, I know that I've got the best products that I can use for everybody as well. So
Oh, thank you. No,
yeah.
it's really incredible what you do, and it's true. It's like look in the mirror and see your own personal beauty, and like how can you make that reflect
Mhm.
in your everyday? But you have to feel it and believe it, and it's not always easy.
It's not
So,
easy. It's not easy. And it's not when life is tough and we've got challenges, but it really is just look in the mirror and really go, okay, how do I want to feel today? I haven't got time for lots of makeup, but what could I do to just make me feel good for myself?
yeah.
Because that's all it's about. It's about how you feel as a person.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I did Eyes of the Story too, because for me, using so many products over the years, my eyes would always become irritated and watering and inflamed and itchy. And I said, but I'm trying to feel better about myself, but when I use products, I feel worse and my eyes are irritated. And
Yeah.
that's just
Same
not a
with
good
my eyes.
story, shall we
Yeah.
say. So that's why I really focused on making products that were safe for sensitive eyes and for sensitive skin, because I have
Mhm.
both. I've been blessed with sensitive skin and sensitive eyes.
Oh,
So it took a really long
yeah.
time to make sure that these products could be used by people that have a lot of sensitivities. And it's just, we want to be our best self and we want to look good and feel good too. So thank
Yeah.
you. And thank you for making
No.
me feel much better,
No.
because today was definitely a whew.
Well,
So
one of these
thank you.
days, or somebody's written amazing before and after Amy. So yes, I agree. Your eyes
Oh,
are just like,
Diane from
yeah,
Miami. So, I mean, we have people from all over
I
tonight. So
know, I
thank
know. So
you.
please, any questions? Have anybody got any questions before we go? But you can send us messages as well if you've got any questions that you, when we come off live Instagram, we go, oh, I wish I'd asked this. Then please, you can send me a message about anything to do with makeup.
Yes,
So,
and we
I'd
will
be,
we will post the I
mm,
will I'll post the
save
live,
it.
and
Mhm.
then we can share more, and happy to answer any questions, and I will also share how to get your amazing brushes. And again, thank
Mhm.
you so much for these, Joe,
No,
and happy
yeah,
Wednesday. Hopefully
yeah.
Mercury will calm down a moment and
Yeah,
we can
I think it
prepare for the holiday
ends
season.
next week. We've got the new moon tomorrow, so the new moon's very very big and very challenging. But it's
Just in time
yeah,
for the holiday season. We may have to do
yeah,
a smoky eye look too.
yes.
So, all right. Well, thank you very much. Have a
No,
lovely
thank you.
evening and take care. Thanks,
Yeah, thank you
everyone.
everybody for
Thanks for being part
coming.
of the story.
No, thank you so much everyone for joining. Bye for now.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye.